I wonder when we're ever going to run out of this stuff.
Hopefully never.
Yeah.
It's pretty important right now.
I'm using it pretty liberally, but you got it.
All right.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Truth to Youth. We have a super exciting day ahead of us. And why don't you just fill us in a little bit of what's coming?
Right. So in our first week, we did our quarantine survival kit. Snacks was a pretty big one in that, and we're running out.
Yeah.
So our grocery stores are running out. Our church is running out of snacks.
Like, I don't even want to leave the house to go look.
Yeah.
But my fridge is also getting a little empty.
Yeah.
So we
Why
kind
don't
of
we be creative?
Yeah. Let's help them be creative on how to utilize the leftovers in our fridge.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. So, colors.
By color. All right. I like
By
it.
color. Here's the deal. We're going to pick a color out of a basket of colors. And whatever we find, we're just going to head on down to the kitchen, open the fridge, and grab all the supplies we can find that's in that color.
I like it.
All right.
Let's do it. Why don't you pick a color for us?
The color is green.
Okay. This
You
could
know,
be interesting.
The things that are currently green in my fridge look a lot different than the ones that I bought that were green.
Right. The ones
Vegetables are no longer green.
No.
The cheese is a little green.
And it probably shouldn't be.
So,
Well, let's head to the kitchen and see what we can find.
we made it back from the kitchen.
Yeah.
We found actually more items than I thought we would.
Yeah. That weren't expired even.
Yeah, we checked all the
Not
dates.
bad,
which is
not
good.
bad.
Mostly canned goods, but we'll show you what we got. For starters, baby dills.
They're all right on their
Who
own.
doesn't like pickles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear these are Lauren's favorite. Green olives.
Yeah. Those
Uh,
are something.
And to, subdue the vinegar taste a little bit,
Yeah.
lime juice.
Lime juice.
Okay, I'll confess these weren't in the fridge, but we found them and just couldn't resist. Some jalapeno cheddar chips.
All right.
Right next to
We
the
got-
chips were still mostly green packaging, mint arrow. And our final contestant, which makes 6 items. I feel like 6 ingredients you can make a lot of
6.
things with.
Yeah.
Jalapeno slices. Still hungry?
Yes. Let's do this.
Good.
So I think we should probably put all of these items in a basket, Michael.
Okay. But we don't have a basket big enough, so we're just going to write them down and put their names in a basket
Yes.
instead. We'll just stay right here until we need them. How many items are we? We got a ration still. We can't just
Right.
eat this all at once.
Yeah.
Because,
So maybe-
as much as I want to.
Yeah. Maybe let's do like 2 at a time.
2 at a
And
time?
then
That sounds reasonable.
Some pairings.
Do you want to pick first, or do you want me to pick first? There's more options on the table, but
That is true. You know
first
what?
pick might get some of the good ones.
That is true. You know what? I'll let you have first pick.
Really?
Yeah.
So kind. I have olives.
Yes.
And olives and chips. That's not so
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
It's almost like
Let's
on a cracker. Okay.
Minus the cracker.
Well, they're cheddar chips. It's like
Ew.
cracker, cheese, and olives. That's a very normal snack.
Oh no, jalapenos.
I'm so excited.
This is gonna be so interesting.
Kind of want you to get the mint arrow.
Why would you wish that on me?
I'm just curious what it would be like.
Okay, and lime juice.
That was my second
Okay,
Not bad. All right, so
it could be interesting.
we're gonna go prepare our meal, and we'll be right back.
We'll be back.
Okay, we prepped our snacks. I have my jalapeno cheddar chips topped with olives. I have 4 that fit nicely on my plate. Lauren, you have a cup there with a few
I have a cup
jalapenos in
there
it.
with some jalapenos. And I get my
Get
lime
your lime on.
juice. Okay. So I'm just gonna.
There's no portion control on that bottle, by the way.
No,
You
there
just
is
gotta
no.
slosh her in.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's probably enough.
Good ratio, I'd say.
Yeah.
Really allow the
Gonna
the
stir this
acidity
up
and
a
the
little bit.
vinegar combine.
Right.
And
I'm doing this all at once.
oh,
Get it over with.
these are rolling all over the place. Ready?
Ready?
Cheers.
That's awful.
Spicier than I expected, actually, but
Ugh.
all of them.
So, like,
Not a bad
lime juice
combination.
kind of calms down the jalapeno, and then you just get a
Got a what?
kick of it. That was awful.
Did you finish?
Yeah.
Even
I'm
your
not
juices?
drinking that juice.
Why not? They would love it. Comment right now if you want Lauren to drink the juice.
Okay, I'll drink it. Oh, it's gonna be awful. Okay.
Yum.
Oh. Oh.
That went down pretty
That was
smooth.
awful.
Do you want a chip to wash it down? No?
No,
They're pretty good.
You know when like you eat something sour, you're like your mouth it like contracts, or like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah?
Or,
Like what your face is doing right now?
Yeah, that was awful. It's like sour but spicy, and
Yes, you win some, you lose some.
don't
I'm pretty
recommend.
satisfied.
Glad yours was better.
Well,
All right.
I guess we have better things we could be doing.
Yeah, probably. Probably we should move into something a little more productive.
And yeah, I think we're actually going to get some better food later on.
I think so, yeah. We have a pretty exciting guest for today's show. So, yeah, let's move into our devotion.
All right, well, we're super glad to have cleaned up that challenge.
Yeah, that was something.
And moving on to something maybe a little more beneficial.
Yeah.
So guys, we've just wrapped up the book of Ephesians. And as I've said earlier, this is one of my favorite books. And one of the things that stands out as a theme throughout the book as you're reading it, this theme of unity. We're talking about unity with each other, unity with Christ, unity with the Spirit, unity with the body of believers, unity with families. On every page, it's just written with this word unity. And it's, actually a really big topic that we've been talking about just in general throughout this pandemic. Like, we have a sense that there's global unity because we're all literally going through this at the same time. That's what fellowship is. If different people coming together under a common purpose, whether that's a pandemic or whether that's Christ and Christian fellowship, people coming together under one thing. And Ephesians says that one thing is Jesus. Lauren, what's our next devotional going to be?
Okay, so our next devotional challenge is coming from the book of Philippians. So it's a pretty short book, only 4 chapters, but there's a lot of really good stuff in here. Today we're just going to talk about the first 2 chapters. Paul starts, he's writing to the church in Philippi, if you didn't know that. And he starts with just a prayer and giving thanks for the people that he's writing to. And then as he goes further in, he's talking about living a life worthy of the gospel. And so it says, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. It talks about being humble and Christ's humility and how we need to imitate that. And I think that's a huge thing as we, are spending more time with our family, with our siblings, showing Christ's humility, serving one another. That looks a lot different right now than it does on a normal day and in normal times. And so I think there's a lot of things we can get from these first 2 chapters of Philippians. on serving our family and serving each other from afar. And I think that's really cool. And you know, it says do everything without grumbling. And that's a
That's a hard one.
that's a hard one, but I think you know, it's important, especially right now.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
gonna be a super practical study for us to be doing.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I'm feeling pretty tired.
Ready for a break?
Let's do it.
Yeah, Michael, what are you doing?
I'm just so sick of scrolling through the same news feed every day for hours on end.
Right.
Like-
It gets pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, same
So
stuff.
boring.
Hey,
Same
have
stuff.
you ever heard of Right Now Media?
Sounds kind of familiar. I don't know.
Right. You can get a free account through our church.
I
So why
like
don't
free.
you
Free's good.
why don't you head there and we'll check it out?
All right.
Nice.
Wow. Looks like there's a lot of options.
There's a ton of stuff on here that you can watch. Lots of series you can go through.
That's pretty cool.
There's
I'm just-
tons of topics.
Hey, this one's actually on the Book of Philippians.
Huh.
We're
I
we're,
heard about that in Truth to Youth.
we're just about to start that challenge like tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
bet
we
that'd
should
probably
watch
be pretty
it.
relevant. I wonder what's her name again? Jenny Allen.
Get
Series
out of
called
your head.
Get out of your head. I spend way too much time in my head.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna check this out.
Sounds
And
good.
Maybe
Let me
some
know-
other people should too.
Yeah. Let me know what you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jenny Allen, get out of your head. Study on Philippians. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. This is, of course, a segment where we invite a guest with us. And, you know, we're in a bit of a different element today. Obviously, we don't know how to use our leftovers. So we found someone who does. Chef Wes, welcome to the show.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. First of all, just tell us, Wes, who are you?
Well, I am the connections pastor at Grand Prairie Alliance Church, and get to hang out with lots of you guys. Thanks for helping me out. So I hang out on Sunday mornings, helping people use their gifts and help with small groups and stuff like that.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's jump into, you got a huge assortment of stuff. Why don't you just explain what's going on this table right now?
Okay, today we're gonna do two dishes. We're gonna do a fried rice, and in case you didn't know, my family owned Chinese restaurants growing up, so that was kind of my introduction and love for food and love for eating. So I'm gonna show you guys how we did fried rice at the restaurant, and super simple and always the same. So if it's you know it differently, they're doing it wrong. All right. And then I'm gonna do a dish that I made up for camp actually, and so it's called chili chicken. A lot of people call it that. You'll see it at places like Earl's and Cactus Club and all those kind of places.
I think I've actually had it before.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Mine's gonna be way better. So
I believe it.
yeah. I kicked it up a few notches by adding some fresh things. So
Yeah. Excellent.
Sweet.
all right.
Well, let's jump in. Let's get started.
All right. So
Here's
green
a
onions.
question for you, Wes.
Yo.
What's the difference between a green onion, a chive, and a scallion?
Ooh, good question.
I legitimately have no idea.
Oh, I don't even know if I know. This white part you don't want in a pepper. Heads up. A scallion and a green onion is the same thing in my
Okay.
books. Chive is more of an herb, and it's got less of an onion flavor, and it's really thin.
That's why I like
so-
them better.
Yeah, it's a very kind of light kind of flavor. I actually cut these peppers too small, so we're gonna disregard these. The key to kind of Chinese cooking and stir fries and stuff like that is everything is kind of the same size, and you also use chopsticks, so everything has to be kind of bite size, right? So we're just gonna do this. Chinese people like color too. So we are just doing a bunch of peppers, and we will stir fry those together and add it to our chicken. All right. So, so peppers quick, and these ones we're going to stir fry, and there's elements that we're not going to fry. Okay.
All right.
So peppers are all done. Next is going to be this. Oh, let's do the cucumber first.
I feel like on most cooking shows where they invite a guest or something done, they usually like give us a job to do.
Right.
Oh, would you like to? Would you like a job?
Trust us very much.
No, I don't think so. Which,
Okay.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you saw what we did
let's-
earlier.
yeah.
I don't
Did you
blame
guys wash your
I wouldn't
hands?
trust myself either.
You might have to go wash your hands quick, and then I'll get you to finish
Oh,
chopping
man.
this. Okay.
All right.
Be right back.
Cool. So one of the things that we're gonna do here is I got this fresh pineapple. So the ingredients for this chili chicken is you're gonna use popcorn chicken out of your freezer. Chicken strips is what we used at camp, and then we just chop them up into bite-sized pieces. It is mixed peppers, onions, cucumber, sweet chili sauce, and fresh pineapple and fresh mango if you have it. So, hey,
All right, Wes, we're ready and we're here to
ready
help.
to roll?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You will not regret this.
I hope not. Okay, so probably all we're gonna need is this. Again, we're all just gonna go bite size with these pieces. So I'll just show you on this pineapple quick is that everything should be the size of the pepper, right? So everything's all about the same size, right? Cucumber,
And you're good
same
at that.
size, right? Now I'm going to just chop up this meat for fried rice. So you can just use anything you have in the fridge. Any leftover chicken, pork, whatever you have, and then add it to the base, which I'm going to show you. All right, so take this chicken off the bone. And fried rice, we're going to make everything a little bit smaller. So again, rice is small, right? The grains of rice are small, so we're going to do a small dice with this. Key to all cooking is you got to have a hot pan. Never cook on a cold pan. There's only very few things.
So much.
There's only a few things that start on a cold pan. Duck breast.
Specifically duck?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it has lots of fat, so it has to render slowly.
So next week's show.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Caramel should start on a cold pan as well.
Okay.
Sugar, this melting sugar. And so you want it at medium heat, and so if you hold your hand over and you can do it for about 5 seconds and it's too hot, that's probably about right. If your pan is not hot, then the grease will just soak into whatever you're cooking, right? And
Okay.
fry. Otherwise, it's just going to be, you're going to be eating
Right.
soaked rice, grease-soaked rice. Okay, we're getting there. Day-old rice means it gets drier and then it fries easier. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's too sticky.
Right.
Yeah.
There's actually benefits to leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to hear that sizzle. If it's not sizzling, it's not ready. Okay, and then don't overcrowd your pan.
Like, what's a tip for learning how to flip food?
The first one is rolling it. So just
Okay.
feel comfortable with the weight of it and that it moves, right? And then you tilt it forward a little bit. So then what it's going to do is kind of scoop it over, right? So
Yeah.
you're just going to pull your wrist back slightly and just. Rice is a really hard one to do, though. It's really easy to
Really
do
hard as you do
everywhere.
it so effortlessly.
I've done it for a while, but rice, because they're like little grains, right?
Right.
They can fly everywhere.
So what are some other types of food that our viewers could try flipping in a pan or home?
You flip everything. So we'll do
easy
that with the
ones.
vegetables, right? We'll do that with vegetables. You can do it with eggs. So to turn an egg, you can do that as well. But we usually flip a lot to incorporate things. So like you'll see when we fry the rice together and stuff that it will go that way. So we're gonna grab some salt. So the misconception with fried rice is that you use a lot of soy sauce and you don't. Soy sauce is more for color than anything. So it's more, you want to use more salt than soy sauce, or else it's just gonna taste yucky. Can you eat one of those eggs for me?
I'm a culprit of that misconception.
Are you?
Yeah, me
I
too.
confess, I have overused soy sauce in the past. I'm sorry.
I don't even give my
Feel the
nephew
need to
nieces-
apologize.
Yeah, I accept your apology.
Thank you.
Do a little bit of sugar.
Sugar and egg.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's a secret, little secret to eggs. My grandma uses, as well as the kitchen, my parents' kitchen. Is a little bit of sugar. Okay, so
Okay.
what we're doing is, for really good fried rice, if you want it like restaurant style, it is actually you use quite a bit of oil, or else you just don't get that flavor. Next, we gotta go meat. This is just to warm up this leftover meat.
This is already been cooked before.
Yeah, so I just found some leftover chicken, some leftover pork. So my parents' restaurant, every fried rice is the same. It's always just rice, eggs, peas, green peas. You just defrost from your freezer, and green onions. That's it. And you kind of add whatever you want to it. If you chicken fried rice, you add chicken. There you go.
You gotta get in here, Wes.
Why?
Because Michael got you a spoon.
Oh,
Did I went
Why?
through all that effort?
okay. All right.
Alright.
You want me to feed you, Michael?
Yes,
Oh.
please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You gotta get
good
some,
pork in
some of
there.
everything.
Oh, it's hot.
Looks
Right?
hyping delicious. This man's no joke.
Not bad?
This is
This is
amazing.
delicious.
These are good. Okay. Even in addition to the eggs that we put in there, we're gonna fry an egg as well.
Okay. Are you just gonna add this on top?
Yeah. So hopefully you all like runny yolks, but that kind of makes like a really yummy sauce. I have a challenge for you guys. What we're gonna do is fry eggs using chopsticks. So you grab one end. This burner's really hot. I'm not used to this natural gas. Okay, and then you just peel it and go all the way to the other side.
Oh, whoa!
Dude, that
Right,
was
so this
so
one
That
was
was
sick.
awesome.
This one was sticking a little bit, but when you do like that, it peels off.
Okay.
And that's it. Yolk is still running. So we'll just shut this off. You want to bring that bowl of fried rice over actually? That would be great.
How many eggs did you like break before you mastered the chopstick flip?
No, it's nah, not too many. Not too many.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. So we do it the other way. It's already done, but it's like that way. Then the yolk doesn't break usually.
Yeah.
But it pulls it away from the pan. So and you just slide her on top, and it's good to go. That makes a good fried rice. Same pan, hot. It's got some grease in it. First thing you always fry is onions, because onions have, like Michael don't like onions because it's got a bite to it. So if you fry it, then it turns sweet. with pans? You put things in your pans at home?
You know, not as good as you.
Okay, Lauren, you should show us. Here you go, show us.
Oh no.
Okay, don't lose all my. There you
Okay,
go.
what's your trick? You bend it down.
You're not paying attention.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Nice.
Like, are you a professional at pancake flipping?
No.
So when are you gonna hug that pan all day or what?
Yeah, Michael, get in here. You're not gonna do as good as me though. Good luck.
We'll see. We'll see about that. See, the key is to hold it away. Point it to your 6 o'clock. Whoa! I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Perfect.
amazing.
Perfect. Wow.
So we're just gonna shut everything
Was
down.
your goal to get rid of the onions, or?
The whole thing. He didn't like it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is just add this sweet chili sauce. Sweet chili sauce for chicken.
You know, people pay big money for this stuff. Mm-hmm. You go out to eat, go to a restaurant, like this is professionally made.
I think that
It's
actually
leftovers.
Yeah.
everybody
And it's
can make
quick.
this. I think every one of you guys can make this quite easily. Okay.
That's a hearty helping too.
Just for you guys, for my friends. It would have been heartier if you got them all in the pan, Michael.
I'm sorry, Wes.
All right. So what are these guys going to do? Are they going to cook this for us?
You know what? Most points goes to if you can recreate either of these dishes. But also, you know, there's some pretty sweet points out there if you can be resourceful with whatever ingredients you have in your house.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
anyways, I'm gonna avoid the onions.
Oh, I think Michael should do the onions
I think
for
so
this
too.
video.
Michael had a
Let's see if he
really-
can do it without gagging.
Michael
But
had
you
a
know what
really
you wanna say.
good
So you know, last week I
combination
nearly
in our
died in our
challenge.
video, so
That is true.
And it wasn't due to an onion, I'm sure.
no, it's just one.
Oh, excellent.
Hey, we have
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah, we do.
Let's do it.
Wow, that is amazing.
It's all right.
Mhm.
Don't lie.
I don't think I've ever had it with pineapple before. That makes a world of difference. I love it. That is great.
That's incredible. Super easy and quick too.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's my favorite thing about both of these dishes. Is that it's quick, it's easy.
Most of these things we have on hand.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with, including you two.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, game on.
Me and Michael are joining in this contest here. Yeah.
Perfect.
Love
Let's
it.
do it.
Cool. Thanks.
Wes, thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us. This has
thank
been
you.
awesome.
Thanks. A lot of fun.
Well, my belly is full after that one.
Yeah, that was
That was it.
delicious.
That was a good guest.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with Wes today.
We did, and we should almost make it a requirement that all of our guests bring us food.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that brings us to the last segment of our show, the part where we answer your questions. You send them in, we answer them to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
So actually this first one is one of my favorites that's been sent in so far. And it is specifically Lauren.
Yeah.
What is your most embarrassing story?
Okay. So a few years ago, I lived in Mexico for 4 months.
All right.
And on my way home, I was in California, San Diego specifically, waiting for a train. And we had been traveling all morning to get back to the States. So my group dropped me off at the train station. I was staying in California for an extra few days with my family. And so I was sitting there waiting for the train to get up to Los Angeles. And somebody comes up to me and they ask me a question. And so, okay, I should back up a little bit. When I was in Mexico, to learn Spanish, the people would ask me things in English and I would respond in Spanish. So I was pretty good at understanding it, but not quite as good as like sentence structure. So somebody asked me a question I'd only left Mexico like 5 hours before this. I hadn't talked to like really anybody else.
I think I can see where this is going.
And yeah, somebody asked me a question. I think they asked if the train was going north, and I responded a full sentence in Spanish. And the lady just kind of looked at me, and I was like, "What's wrong with this?"
Sorry, Lauren, you don't really look Spanish.
I know. So, and then I finally clued in, and I was like, I am so sorry. Like, and I explained to her, like, what was going on, and she just kind of laughed and was like, thanks for your help, and walked away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice when our embarrassing stories involve people we will never have to see again.
Yes, that is so true.
Takes a lot of the pressure off.
Yeah. I think another question we had, Michael, was
Yeah.
how long have you been growing your beard for?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's actually two parts to this question. I've been growing it out, so to say, since November. Beginning of November is when things just kind of let loose. But I still had a beard before then.
Right.
So if you're asking the question of like, when was the last time I was clean shaven? That would be October of 2012.
Whoa.
That would be like
okay.
7.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
Yeah.
there you go. A couple months, several years,
Yeah.
whatever answer you're satisfied
Whatever
with.
one you want, yeah.
All right, the last question for today, a really good and practical question. They just asked, could we talk about forgiveness? And they understand, like, yeah, we need to forgive. We don't need to talk about that, but how? How do we forgive someone who has really hurt you?
Yeah, so I think there's a few different directions we could go with this question. I think a big one is recognizing that just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean you're automatically going to trust them again.
Yeah.
And that takes time
It
sometimes.
does. That's often a misconception that, like, we're told we have to forgive everyone. So, like, what does that mean? Does that mean that, oh, what you did is okay? Does it mean,
Yeah.
oh, we're just going to ignore any consequences that might be involved, ignore any of the hurt that might be there? No, that's not what forgiveness is saying.
Yeah.
And that's not what we are trying to convey when the Bible says that we are to forgive. But what you said, like, it's we don't have to trust immediately after.
Yeah.
Trust takes a lot of time.
Yeah, and forgiveness doesn't justify wrongdoings towards us. And I think it's also important to recognize that forgiveness is a choice, not necessarily a feeling all the time. So maybe you're still hurt, but you can still choose in your hurt to forgive the person.
Because it's an action, right? And yeah, you said it pretty well. We'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah.
We could go on and on, but our time for the show is up. If you would like to press further on that, please send in more questions.
Yeah.
And we'll answer them more specifically.
Yeah.
But without further ado, Lauren, do our send off.
This has been another week of Truth to Youth. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.